Hello everyone, Warangel here, and welcome back to the Bretonnia campaign for Mortal Empires. Now, the last episode was pretty passive in our behaviour, as I spent most of the time just building up my provinces and dealing with one or two small things like the rebellion we had at Castle Artois. But today's episode we're going to be a lot more aggressive, starting with a siege assault at Lyonesse. Now, the Red Duke is, luckily for me, quite out of position over here and not in any way able to defend his city. And the only thing we've got to worry about is a small little army inside, led by a master necromancer called Tulas of the Flame. Now, the one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is while we can see the enemy has a unit of Blood Knights in here, I suspect that this is one as well. The reason being is that I have a mod in my collection which gives the old world factions like the Vampire Counts, Bretonnia and that, rights, just like the new world ones, like the High Elves and that get. In fact, you can see what my ones here, for example, what we can get for Bretonnia. And if I remember right, one of the ones with the Vampire Counts has it that they can summon 2 units of Blood Knights, and I believe a Lord to their capital, which I believe is what this army is. So I presume that's going to be another unit of Blood Knights. Now, if we check out the garrison quickly, because this is going to be pretty unique, thanks to Mixu's Musalon mod. So we've got a Vampire, 4 units, it seems, of Graveguard, 2 units of Criticals, a unit of Peasant Bowmen with fire arrows, and 2 units of Fellbats. So a little bit different than the usual garrison, I must admit. But I feel pretty comfortable, despite that we are going to do well with our units. We've got a lot of knights, we've got our men-at-arms and that have so far done us in good stead. We've got a damsel ready to heal up our troops as we go through the battle. And we've got the ability to knock down their walls with our trebuchets. So, let's get started with the battle. Now, I'm not too fussed because of the Red Duke's position and the worry about vampiric corruption and so forth. Yeah, I think we're pretty comfortable to just charge straight in. So, we're not going to build any siege equipment, we're just going to start the battle straight away and see how it goes. Now, when it comes to fighting with Bretonnia in a siege siege assault, ideally, I like to do things a little bit different than what I do with the other factions. What I normally like to do is what I imagine most people do. You build your siege equipment, like especially siege towers, you use those to get your troops onto the wall, but any of your melee units, you try and get them on the walls as well, using ladders. So you go on the walls, you clear them of the enemy's presence, and then you bring up your ranged units, your bowmen, your crossbowmen, and so on. And once they're up there, they can shoot down at the enemy from an elevated position, while your troops go back onto the ground and start taking out the rest of the enemy. With Bretonnia, I like to do things differently, because let's face it, our infantry are crap, for the most part. So what I'm going to do is this. We're going to have our trebuchets here actually attack their gates in order to knock them down and create a breach for our troops to go through. We're going to leave the assault known with Leon Kerr along with our knights, and the plan is to basically just push through and clear a room then for the infantry to come through and hold off the enemy. Ideally then we'll use the infantry then as an anvil while my knights become a hammer and just keep doing those charges against the enemy's positions in order to kill them off. We'll bring our bowmen then, now armed with pox arrows, in order to try and shoot at them as well. I'm not going to do a lot of damage with them, but we do have a major debuff with these poison arrows, which is going to be quite nice. Damsel is going to heal up. Our Pegasus Knights I'm going to be using as more of an assassination role. And by this, I mean we're going to first of all try and take out the flying units that the enemy has, which tends to be, in this case, the Fellbats. We're going to have them take out the bowmen if we can get our hands on them, as well as any characters that we encounter. So that's both a Vampiress and it's going to be the Master Necromancer, Tulas. So, with that big plan sort of spoke about, let's just quickly get our troops into position. Now I'm pretty happy with that number. It looks like we got 23 out of 25. And we've got a power reserve of 40, so at least as long as we're a bit sparingly with the magic, we should have a constant level as the game continues. So we're going to start deployment. Now, unfortunately, the way to really do this, if you want to try and defend yourself against these towers attacking you, is to really just put all your units in one little corner, which is not ideal, let's be honest. I always hate it when other YouTubers do it. So we're not going to do quite that. We're going to do something a little bit different. So the tower's here, so chances are the tower's going to cost here. So we are going to sort of block up right here. But not as much as what I see some people do, where they literally try and cling to the side of the battle here. So, let's get my 4 units here. First of all, we're going to put you guys 5 units here. You guys can form up behind. You know what? Screw it. We'll just do that tactic. I don't like it, but it does the job we want it to do. So you guys can form up over here as well. Leon Kerr is going to go right in the center. His job is to basically distract the towers from shooting at my trebuchets, as we're not trying to knock down the gates and then go after the towers. We'll pull you guys back. My damsel can stay here. You guys, let's pull you up over here for the moment so you can go forward that way. Start the battle, and let's get started. You guys, first target, go after the gatehouse. Leon Kerr, you're going to move forward a little bit. You guys, let's go after the Fellbats. We should be able to take them out pretty easily, but we may take 1 or 2 casualties as we go along. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, Leon Kerr, to help you out, we're going to have activate your abilities here. Between a 44% missile resistance and this one for missile parry and damage resistance, we can just sit here as if it's a nice spring drizzle while they're trying to shoot at us. And because we're only the 1 unit, it's going to be quite hard for the arrows to hit us, as you can see. So we'll allow that to happen. We'll get our troops moving in soon. For the meantime, though, our Pegasus Knights are going to charge in against those. The gates have already been destroyed. Fantastic. Alright, let's have you guys now focus on eliminating that tower, please. Alright, how are you guys going to do over here? The enemy is losing quite decisively, but you can see that we're still taking a bit of damage. This is mainly because of the fact that we're playing on hard difficulty on a mod designed really, apparently, for normal. So we are going to take a bit extra damage than we should do, but all in all, we'll manage just fine, I think. Alright, how's this tower going? Maybe 1 more hit should do the job, and then that will be that tower defeated. Come on. I have to be careful because I don't particularly want them to damage my trebuchets. They are doing a little bit of damage in the back there. Right, that's that one done. Okay, take out that tower for me now, please. Right. What do we have here? Graveguard. Crypt Ghouls. Peasant Bowman on the top there. Where was the Necromancer? Here. Let's have you see about you guys attacking the Master Necromancer here. May really get to do some damage against them. We'll keep an eye, of course. We don't want these Blood Knights attacking my knight and catching these guys, because these are going to be good against me if we're not careful. So let's just come down here. We're going to try and do some damage. We don't get any charge damage against them. Really, guys? Really? God, most of my ones are just flying up to the buildings. What are you guys doing here? Okay, second tower's been destroyed. That's fine. We'll let them finish off the Necromancy. In the meantime now, let's start pulling in the troops. We're going to have you guys start making your way over here. Alright, we'll put you guys over here. And Knights, you're going to start going up into Lance Formation. In fact, let's put you guys in Lance Formation as well. We haven't had a chance to use that yet. There we go. Right. Now, most importantly, we've managed to kill off the enemy general. So, the enemies should start to crumble pretty easily, and then they'll take more damage as that happens. So, Pegasus Knights, we're just going to have you stay up over here for the moment, and you're going to try and do some vulnerable rear charges as we move into position. In the meantime, Leon Kerr, you're going to lead the charge, I think. We're going to have you go straight towards this unit here. You guys are going to open up the next bit of path. We're going to charge straight into here. And you guys are going to come in and attack these units. We're going to send you 3 over to here, you 3 over to here. You're going to pull forward over to here. And I'll tell you what, yeah, let's pull you guys forward into here. Not that you're going to do an awful lot, but at least you'll be able to get rid of, block any attacks from there. Okay, let's have you guys take out these Crypt Ghouls for me, please. Leon Kerr's already charged in. We're going to activate his skills once again. Right. The entire enemy force is now to try to attack Leon Kerr. So we're going to bring my knights around here instead. And we're going to have these guys charge into the rear of the enemy's units. So let's just try and get them past this big wall first. Damsel, you're going to come forward. You're going to help out as well. First of all, we're going to have a Awakening of the Woods right in the middle of that enemy formation. The plan being to basically just try and kill them off. Leon Kerr's going to have to be healed up. Now he does have regeneration that he can use. And it is going to go up slowly as time goes on. But we need to get it done a bit faster than that, in my opinion. Tell you what, actually switch targets. Let's get you to heal up Leon Kerr for me, please. Okay, knights, I want you to come over here. We don't want you standing around and getting attacked by the units in the front there. We want to get past so we can do nice big rear charges into the enemy's position. Okay, thank you for doing that. Now, let's finish off this unit here. Nice big Awakening of the Woods right in the middle. Just clearing away the enemy's presence. Fantastic. You guys are going to come over here now. Let's pull you guys out. You guys are going to come over here. Knights over to here. You got knights over to here. Alright, crit ghouls have charged in over here. That's fine. Let's have you guys come over here. Leon Kerr, you're going to have you charge through if you can to take them out. Alright. Peasant Bowman, don't know why he's running around there. We're just going to have you come up here and deal with these. Alright, let's have you come over here and deal with them. Everyone, all my knights, come over here and deal with these crit ghouls. Don't know why they're winning. They shouldn't be. Okay, Leon Kerr, let's have you push forward, please. Come on, you can do it. Okay, Damsel, let's have you do another Awakening of the Wood in the middle of the enemy's formation, please. There we go, thank you. Go on, Leon Kerr, push forward, use your abilities. Right, Knight's gonna charge into the unit here. Victory is within our grasp, eh? Okay, Pegasus Knights, let's have you guys come over to position over here. And their job then is to come after that unit. In fact, did we manage to kill off... Yeah, we managed to kill off the peasants' archers. That's good news. Okay, Knights, you guys are going to charge down here. You guys are going to get in a position here to charge into that unit. Right. Yeah, that's fine. They're losing decisively. Let's have you guys charge into that unit now to finish them off. Pegasus Knights, pull you guys back. You two, we're going to have the trebuchets now withdraw from the battle. There's no need for them to stick around, in my opinion. Alright, so we obviously have to keep an eye out for their Blood Knights. We don't want them charging in order to try and damage us. Alright, but now that you guys are here, you guys can charge forward now into the units here. And just slice them to pieces with your charge, please. There we go, you should be crumbling, you're sustaining damage. It's starting to go down quite quickly. Great. Let's give you a bit of damage resistance, Leon Kerr. Where is their vampiress? I haven't seen her. Have we killed her without even realizing it? Looks like it. Okay, let's use you guys, you now, my dear, to cast a big... Come on, we want it right in the middle here. There. That'll do. Alright, that's going to heal up all our troops quite nicely. Alright. That's the deal now with these vampire lords. Okay, we're going to have Spearmen come into here first of all. You're going to have you guys come in behind. Damsel's going to come over here. Archers are going to come in front of her. All my knights are going to come over to this side. Where are we? Here. Right. You guys can stay in lance formation. So can you. So can you. We'll have all of them just pop over to here and get in position however best they can. Bianca can join them. And we'll have our Pegasus Knights just up here. Alright, everyone now is getting into position. So, what I want to try and do is basically use my spearmen to engage the units of Blood Knights. This way then, while they're engaged, we can just charge in from the rear with our knights and just easily deal with them. Hopefully, that's the plan. Then, obviously, before the battle ends, we want to make sure we use our ability to heal up, just so we can get a bit more health for our troops. And then, that should be it. Nice and done. Right, spearmen are making their way into position. Alright, how are you guys doing right now? You're very tired. Tell you what, you might as well, I'll let you be nice. You guys can walk into position, I think. Alright, you're fresh. Everyone's nice and fresh. That's good to see. Unusually so, in fact. I wonder why they're fresh, whereas my peasants aren't.
Ready for orders.
Okay, you guys can get into formation, please. I might as well get them to walk now.
Quick march.
Okay, archers. You're going to slightly forward, in fact, from your way I was planning to do with you. Okay, damsel, you can stay over here. What was happening over here? Oh, this is a unit of 5 peasants that are leaving the city. Okay, let's cast another unit of blood just to heal up everyone a bit more. It's a shame it don't quite work at like the Vampire Counts version, which basically brings people back from the dead as well. But hey, to give everyone a bit of extra health, I'm not going to complain. Okay, spearmen, let's have you guys marching towards these units of vampires. Let's go 2 over here, 2 over here. And let's bring you guys towards here as well. Archers, you can start firing at them, please. Damsel, you're going to keep over to here. Leonka, let's get you guys ready to charge, I think. Knight errants are going to come over to here. And of course they decide to go this way around. Screw it. Leonka, let's have you charge over here first. Knights, slow down. Right, all my peasants, run please. There we go, I should be able to deal with these quite nicely. Leonka, you can charge into that unit. Knights, you can charge into here. You guys can charge into here. You guys, let's have you come over here, up to here, around to here, and attack that unit. And Pegasus Knights, we're going to have you guys try and charge down against the Blood Knights down here so we can kill them off their way. Now, to be fair, those pox arrows are doing quite a good job against the enemy, I think. They're taking quite a few casualties and again debuffed by it as well. Like their leadership right now is minus set 52. Wow. There we go. That just slaughtered them to pieces. Jesus. Let's do that again. Alright, let's activate your abilities. I didn't realize how much health he's lost. Okay, let's use Awakening of the Woods here, please. Oh, just in time. End the battle. So how did we do? We lost 289 men in that battle. Leonka got slightly damaged, although that was my fault. I forgot to activate his abilities before he dealt with the Blood Knights, and he was the one who decided to charge in head first against them. But everyone else did quite well. Our Pegasus Knights managed to kill off nearly over 200 of the enemy without taking any real losses. Our Knights have managed to kill a few people, and you have to remember they're fighting Graveguard in that, so it's not like they were just facing basic zombies or what have you. Even my peasants did a good account of themselves. This unit did well, 32 kills. These guys didn't even kill a single person before they died. Wow. These guys did pretty well, 44 losses. Wow. Okay. But the most important thing is we've managed to capture Lyonesse. So we can start healing the land from the vampiric corruption and be in a position now to actually start building it up. Now, we'll have to wait and see what they've got for buildings, but we do have pastures there. Which means, well, if they haven't been built already, we can build them. And that's going to be a great help for our growth, our casualty replenishment, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it actually gives me cheaper knights as well. So Lyonesse is going to be a nice location to recruit knights from in the future. But for now, we'll take on these. I don't even remember seeing her once we actually got inside the settlement, but apparently she killed 54 of my troops. Well done to her. Right. Now that's a nice amount of money, but we're not going to sack it. We're going to just occupy.
The lady and my right.
There we go. Tulas has been killed. Oh. Okay, Tulas has been killed. We've now picked up a trade warrior. You must fight, for it is what you do, is what you are good at. And for winning 90% of our battles, we've now got 10 chivalry, 5 melee attack, and 10% weapon strength with Yonker. Nice. And it seems Angeline here has leveled up. So what can we give her? I'm going to give her, I think... I don't really feel the need to upgrade this. But it does reduce the magic by quite a bit. Yeah, let's do that, and let's do that for now. There we go. That would be nice. So we do that, we're going to heal up the settlement, and most importantly now we can actually spend some cash. Let's have a quick look see what Lyonesse has got. We've got a spare building slot. We lost a tier of the city, but that's expected, that's what happens. And we've got a sanctuary. Now I have to say, this building chain I think is worthless. Now, people may disagree, but look at it. To get this, we get an extra 10 growth and 2% casualty replenishment rate. And it can go up doubles nearly by each time. But look at that, 4,000 it's going to get me to get growth 30 and 4% replenishment. Now remember that, okay? 30 and 4. If we pop onto here and we go to our pastures, 500 it's going to cost me for tier 1. And that's going to give me the exact same amount of growth, replenishment rate, and it's going to give me cheaper knights. So, we're going to definitely go for this, right, in the next turn. What I'm going to do first, though, is actually, given the fact that we got a lot of vampiric corruption, I think going for a Grail Shrine will probably be pretty good. And it's going to give me a unit of Grail Knights as well as a garrison. That's going to be very effective. So we're going to ask for this to be built, and we're going to disband this. I don't need it. I think pastures are just going to be a lot better and cheaper as well. So with that done now, let's leave that. Now the only thing left to do here is have a look and see what my agents can do. And you know what? That's actually just reminded me. Let me get my emails up, because as you guys know, I always read people's comments, always reply, and while I didn't actually reply to this yet, I actually had a comment left earlier today, because today's episode, the one I'm recording now, should be coming out. And commenter Drake Immaterium made 2 interesting comments about the campaign in the previous video, one of which I had no idea about. So the first one he mentioned was, which I did kind of think about, but never really thought, if that made sense, is if I use Langil as an example. As you guys know, in order to upgrade my farm to, or even a Reven house, if I went for the industry option, to get them to tier 3, we have to alternate the upgrades between the fields in this case and the mill. So in order to get a tier 3 farm, I need to get a water wheel. Before I can get a water wheel, I need a tier 2 farms, and so on. But there's nothing stopping me from dismantling this building, as Drake pointed out, once I've managed to get this up to tier 3. So in theory, I could put a garrison building in Langil to protect it instead. I feel tempted to do it, but something I'm going to have to think about is if we eventually upgrade to a water wheel, this does give me a local recruitment capacity with +2. So Karong could become a major recruitment area, allowing me to get multiple units and build up an army within like 2-3 turns. So I don't know, it's tempting, but we're going to have to think about it. But that's something I did kind of know about, but this I didn't. Now, where is he? Jason. Here he is.
Defender of the weak.
Now, as I mentioned last time, if we pop on here, I was wondering why Jason's chances were so low compared to usual. And Drake pointed out that if I pop down here, there's a little icon saying exhaustion. So after completing a successful action, which according to him is assassinations and wounds, they have to take a turn to heal up and sort of, get themselves back up to fighting strength. And if I try to use him during this time, his success chance is -50, and it applies that to all agents in the game. And I had no idea about this whole time. So thank you, Drake, for telling me that. I really didn't know. And I'm so glad someone's pointed out now, and it makes so much sense now why it's alternating back and forth. I just thought that maybe it's something with the game or something, but thank you for pointing that out. Ugh. So that's going to make a lot more sense. And right, anyway, with Jason, going back to the game, but rather than just keep singing Drake's praises, Jason, to be honest, I'm not really going to use him all that much, I think, for now. There's not really much you can do once Mucilon and the Red Duke get back inside Mucilon. All they're going to do is I can damage their garrisons and that, and they're just going to heal up again. So what I'm going to ask him to do is I'm going to ask him to pop over towards Blackstone Post again, just so we can keep an eye on what's going on over here and see when we can get an opportunity to deal and attack against them. So he'll arrive there next turn. Florence, can you do anything right now? Let's have you... Do I want to try and do that one or this one? We can't afford that one. So let's have you block Clovis Savior. There we go. You now hate vampires. So because of this, she now causes fear when fighting against vampire counts. Again, not really that useful when fighting undead because they are immune to psychology, but it means that she is immune to fear from them as well. Not terror, but fear. And this must be the Barrow Legion's right, which they've managed to get Blood Knights as well. That's why there's only 2 of them in there. Interesting. Anyway, I think that's everything we can do this turn in terms of building. We don't have any money left. Let's just build up some points. Let's give you corruption. Let's go for steel technology. Let's check out diplomacy. How is Baston getting on with wanting to confederate against me? Our strength ranking has gone down, but it's only because we're talking casualties and they're going to be sorted out fairly easily.
Friends. Let's hope we can come to
That's unfortunate. Huh. Anyone else we can try and make friends with while we're here? Paravon, we've asked to target the Barrow Legion. That may come in handy if they decide to do it. Carcassonne. Everyone else is basically military alliances with already. If we're from Bretonnia or ones like the Empire aren't that interested. We could give them military access, but I'm not interested in going on their territory right now. So we're not going to worry about that. Caragaziflin,
Let's hear what you
No, I'm not going to worry about that. We already got a non-aggression pact. That would do the job. What about Clan Ungwend? You're willing for that. Do we want military access? Not so much. Let's go for some money.
Fine.
There we go. A little bit of extra cash from Clan Ungwend. Thank you very much.
So,
Midland, are you willing to give me a trade agreement right now?
don't agree.
No. Oh well, it was worth a try. Okay, let's end the turn. And I must say, so far in this campaign, it hasn't been too bad, has it? Like, I was talking to another commenter on the previous video, John, with some numbers afterwards. I do apologise. I really do need to write these down rather than just remember. Here we are, John P4000. Mentioned about how different his campaign is, for example, in comparison to mine. He was talking about how, by this point, a lot of the dukedoms of Bretonnia have been defeated thanks to the Barrow Legion and other factions. And so he's able to push back, and he's finding it a bit more difficult than what I've experienced so far. Which can happen. I mean, obviously it can vary depending on individuals' campaigns. I've had campaigns where I've actually seen the Dark Elves pretty much wipe out Ulthuan. Right, I've seen Lizardmen manage to conquer all the way up to the Dark Elf homeland in the Vortex campaign. No, we're not going to be, again, any peace treaties with you, Duke. So obviously it can vary though, depending on factions and like what happens in your campaign. But I think in this campaign, like, the Barrow Legion is a bit of a threat to Bretonnia. And we saw as they came out and they took Castle Artois and eliminated the Artois faction, they can be quite a big threat, especially which compared to the fact that we've got to face Marienburg, you get to worry about greenskins thanks to the, what was it, the Skull Smashers that was up by Grunzint, and I get Muslon going to war at some point and all that. It can be a bit overwhelming, but I think I got lucky by defeating the Heinrich's force pretty early on, and you have to remember his force includes Hex Waves, Khan Waves, and so forth. It means that we were able to really deal a decisive blow against him and not have to worry about dealing with him later on in the campaign. So when he has built units up, it's just things like skeleton spearmen and stuff. Nothing really worth me worrying myself about. So it could be because of that. It could be other factors in the campaign. But everyone's campaign is different. And that's one of the great things about, I think. Let's go for a tribute. Lose a bit of money, but that's fine. But I do think that's one of the great things about Total War, is that once, like, especially with the historical ones, once that very first turn has even started, everything you do is atypical of real life. All the factions do things differently, everything just goes so much different, and I think it's a really great aspect of Total War. And other games like, you know, Crusader Kings and that as well. Right, back to this, before I get too sidetracked. Okay, we want grazing pastures for here now, so we'll get that sorted out nicely. Now, I don't particularly want to actually go after Musalon right now, if I'm honest. It's just going to be a tough battle. We've got a decent garrison inside. I would like to try and take them out, if they're outside of their settlement. But that could be something to try and get, though. Yeah, let's send our troops down to the mysterious island. We got the power that surrounds us. Mist clings to the ground and stubbornly refuses to shift, even as your followers stride forth. They approach a place of ancient power. It is forbidden, but those who dare to tread here may be rewarded, or so the prophecy scrawled onto the map states. So we can go for the power of rage, which is going to allow our troops to enter an insatiable frenzy that gives them no thought of self-preservation, or the power of prescience, so our troops will be able to move better on the campaign map. Let's go for that, I think. We've got favourable winds. Apparently it's going to increase our campaign movement range by 25%. I don't know if that actually includes on land. I presume it does. But we actually got a little bit of extra cash to replace the money that we've spent. Great. Now we're going to come out to here a moment, because there is something I kind of want to do. But do I want to do it here, or do I want to try and push forward into our territory first? Nah, we'll do it here. Now, if you guys remember, we've now unlocked the quest chain for the Sword of Corion, Leonka's magical sword. And the first objective for that is that we need to get 3 Knights of the Realm units in our army. Now, we've already got 2, so we just need to get 1 more. So I am going to be afraid to say no, actually, you know what? Let's get rid of this unit of Knights of Arms. Let's keep our Knights in here. But now that we've got the spare slots, we can pop onto here, and ooh, I forgot we can get Battle Pilgrims. I quite like Battle Pilgrims. The lore behind them is pretty cool, especially the Grail Reliquary. I mean, for those of you that don't know what this is basically a bunch of Grail Pilgrims holding the skeleton and the skeletal horse of a Grail Knight, and it does give you a bunch of benefits, like you can see on the slide. It gives you a magical aura and that. But just the idea of it, I think it's fantastic. I really do. But we are not here for that for now. We're here now to pick up a unit of Knights of the Realm. Although, getting some Crescent Knights is going to be very nice, especially with that armor-piercing damage. When we get a chance, I want to head back to Koran so we can actually get those Crescent Knights, even if we end up using up the Knights Errants instead. That's going to be a much better benefit to me, I think. Anyway, you are done here. You've got the ability to upgrade. We'll see about doing that shortly. We could upgrade this as well. Or do I want to save the money in order to upgrade the barracks? I mean, we've got a few turns left until we have to worry about the population surplus here. Marienburg, you've built your walls now. That's great. Castle Artois. Let's give you some walls, I think, for the moment. I think that would be quite helpful.
I see much.
Okay, we're not going to have Florence do anything. There's no point about that. Jason, no.
My deeds are legend.
Hang on a minute. Oh my god. What has happened to Heinrich's force? Has
Armored in faith.
I think Paravon has actually done what I've asked them to do. It looks like they've gone out. Let's clear the target now. But it looks like they've actually gone out and attacked the Heinrich and seems to have defeated his force. There's no one here now at Blackstone Posts. Oh, I feel so tempted to go after them. I really do.
Magic?
Alright, I'll tell you what, move you over here for the minute. We'll put you back in my territory for now, I think. Alright. Okay, let's think. At the moment, I've got an option. We've got the Knights of the Realm being recruited at the moment to Lyonesse. So we could do it that we could wait for the extra turn now in order to get that unit, and then send them off towards Blackstone Post. Or we can do it right now. I mean, wait for it. We just cancel the recruitment and just send them straight over towards there. That would be quite nice because we can go and attack the Power Legion then when they're weak and vulnerable. Okay, granted they've now picked up, it seems, a few units, but if we can use Florence to chase after that army and keep blocking them, we can hunt them down, we can kill them off, and then we can go towards Blackstone Post. Now the only problem with that tactic is that if we do this, then we are going to leave Lyonesse vulnerable to the Red Duke and his army sitting patiently in Mucilon for the chance to come out to attack us. So what I'm thinking is, even if I don't go... No, you know what I'm thinking actually? I might see about getting peace with the Red Duke for now, while we focus on getting rid of the Power Legion while they're vulnerable. But let's just see what our options are first. We've also managed to finish this off now, so we can actually now confederate if we can with Carcassonne, which is what I wanted to do for quite some time. Great. Alright, let's have a look. You're not going to... Actually, will you be able to get there in time? I don't think you can.
Noble son of Bretonnia.
I mean, you could target them back to 68% chance now. Great. Let's try this. I mean, it does sort of burn me a bit, I think, trying to make peace with Mucilon. But if we can... On the other hand, though... Yeah, let's try and do it. We're going to get the peace treaty. When we'll get some payment off them, I think, in reparation. How much money are they willing to give me for this? 2,000?
No.
No? Okay, let's try a lower amount.
I'll comply.
There we go. So we are going to kill them off, don't you worry. We are going to kill them off, but for now, we might as well take advantage of the fact that they're willing to gain peace and give me a few turns grace for us to go after them, after the Blackstone Posts. So let's have you guys come straight over to here. We're going to get there then within another turn. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any recruitment options in Artois. What we could do, though, just to help out our numbers, we do have this unit of Wardens of Montfort. Now, I haven't exactly used these guys before, and it's really just a mounted yeoman archer group, but if it gives me an extra unit to play with for now, we'll get it. And yeah, we should be able to go after Blackstone Post then pretty quickly afterwards. You guys are going to come and try and block off that army if you can catch up to them sooner rather than later. You're going to try and do some damage against them, see what they've got. Ah, they've gone recruiting, raising the dead. You failed. Of course. It's Jason. He always fails. Right. We are making a fair bit of money from here, so I don't really want to lose it, so... Let's keep that for now. Marienburg, how much is it going to cost to upgrade this again? 6,000. That would be quite nice. Doubles my income from this and increases my trade resources. That's been done. Langill's been sorted. Or, nah, let's go for this. Nah, let's go for the money. We'll wait our turn for the money, I think. In the meantime, let's sort out research. Now, we do have the option to go towards now the unification of Bretonnia, so we can now start working on confederating with Artois, which has already been defeated, Paravon, Bordelot, and then Bretonnia itself. Or we can look at some of the more civil techs and see what we can do about these. That could be interesting. Growth, subsidized tools, improved agriculture. Let's work our way towards this one. Extra... an upkeep bonus is going to be quite nice. Who needs to be upgraded? Leon Kerr. Now we can actually upgrade him to get a Royal Pegasus, but I still want to try and work on improving his abilities right now, including... I mean, ideally I would like to try and get Lightning Strike as well. But we're also making him quite a badass when it comes to fighting, I must say. So what, let's go for Respected by All. It gives us diplomatic relations with all factions. And we're going to go for Foe Seeker as well, just to clear that up. Let's speak to Baston once again, see if they're willing to get peace. Apparently they're not. What happens if I offer you money? Unlikely, but you never know. Let's offer you... If I went for this... No. What about Carcassonne, actually? Now that we've got the opportunity to confederate. They do. They really would like to confederate with me. The only thing is... At the moment, we're at war with, whatchamacallit, Togovan, and particularly their leader here.
Lord of Athelloren.
What's his name again? I can never remember. It's, no, not Durfu, because that's him. Oh, I can't remember his name. It's, oh, that's going to bug me. He has a name. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But we're currently at war with him, anyway. We've got... ruins down here. Oh, I think the Skaven have come out to play. That's why. Seems like there's a lot of ruins. Pirates of Satoza, Clan Skya. Ruins, ruins, ruins. Yeah. Sloppy Crookshank. No, we're not going to confederate right now. I think it's not going to be in my best interest. I'd rather sort out the situation up here first before we deal with that. So, let's leave it for now. Let's... In fact, though... Can we call a Corps of Infantry? I mean, this will allow me to summon basically a horde of knights and that in order to send them against an enemy unit. So doing something like that, maybe against Musalon, once we actually declare war on them again, could be a very good thing to do. They'll just send a unit straight at them, rather like the intervention battles, if I remember right. It's rather like the intervention system that you have in the Vortex campaign, where you can summon an army who's going to focus on a particular unit city. And I think it's like that with the Bretonnians, so we should be able to get something out of that, and maybe target them against Musalon in order to wipe them out. So that would be pretty nice. Ah, bugger. I was kind of hoping that wasn't going to happen, but obviously it did. That's okay. We'll make our way over. We'll be in a position to attack him pretty quickly, in fact, within a turn or two. So, what we should be able to do then in the next episode is actually start the assault on Blackstone Post. To take it, maybe burn it to the ground, maybe occupy it, I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll see what the bonuses and advantages for both of those. Oops, excuse me. And I just saw Nordland is very much a bad way right now. I wonder if that's because of Midland, or another faction maybe. Bansbar, according to here, is very much in my favour apparently, so that suggests that Nordland has been defeated. Carrick Ziflin. I suppose the other thing to do maybe is actually give Carrick Ziflin, Blackstone Post and Grunzint. I'm not too sure. What's this? Dedicated service. The noble knights and aristocrats who keep the realm of peace deserve a token of our thanks, but how to best reward them? We can give armors and weapons, which gives us extra money from raiding, but not so much for industry. Or peasant service, which gives us extra casualty replenishment for 10 turns. Ooh, let's go for that. It's not really been that much of a reduction, and it's going to help out my casualty replenishment by quite a bit. But anyway, that is the end of today's episode. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope you join me next time for more Bretonnia fun. But until then, take care, and goodbye for now.